what we've got, and what I'd like to do just for a minute or two, is we've actually got we've got a test for you. On your tables, we've got some NAPLAN questions. Oh. And what I'd like you to do is to look through the questions and just decide, have a conversation about whether the questions are fluency or fluency plus. Start anywhere in the paper and then jump around. Don't start at question 1 and work your way through. Start anywhere and jump around. Now, what I want to do in the, I want to make sure we do this before we finish, is to just have a look at the achievement standards. In the same way that you've just looked at those NAPLAN questions and looked at the fluency and fluency plus, what we've put out on the tables, and again, you're going to have to rummage around and find them, are some A5 pieces of paper that's got some coloured text on, they're colour-coded. I'm not suggesting you have one each, you might pick one between 2 or 3 of you. And what I would like you to do is think about the bits of the achievement standards that have got just knowledge and basic understanding and know-how of the subject in them, and then think about, and where else in the achievement standards do we have knowledge, basic understanding, know-how, plus something else? Where's the something else in the achievement standards? Let me show you an example. So let's have a look at foundation, the foundation year achievement standard in science. So what we've got is, so by the end of the year, students describe the properties and behaviour of familiar objects. Okay, I'm going to cross that out because that's fluency. So I'm going to accept that as fluency and say, okay, so we've got to do that. That's important, but I'm just going to cross it out for now. I'm going to move to the last sentence. Students share observations of familiar objects and events. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if this is just knowledge and know-how, or if it's something more. And I'm going to say it depends. You know, it really depends on how we do it and on how we interpret that in terms of our assessment. If it's enough for the students to just go, I know about this, and it's this, is that it? You could see how you might tick off on that, and you could see it as knowledge and know-how, but you can see how you could also be demanding more and requiring more from that. But look at that one. They suggest how the environment affects them and other living things. They suggest. That's not knowledge and know-how. That's something else now, because we're projecting our knowledge out. You know, by the act of suggesting, we're going into fluency plus, beyond fluency. I've got to have some knowledge, but I'm going beyond it. So just pick out at random, or choose, one of those achievement standards, and just do that process. Find the fluency, cross it out, and then have a look at what's left in terms of that fluency plus.